Hey there, dream catchers. Okay, so I'm going to try this again. I've been on my other page on Facebook today and it is not happening, so I'm going to try it again in here, and it'd be fab if some of you can join me, but if not, I'm sure you'll watch the replay, and so let me know what you think. So here's the thing. Whatever it is you want in life, and I mean like whatever it is you want in life, and we all want something, right? We all want something, we're all aiming towards something, we're all moving forwards towards a goal or a dream or a wish or a something that we would like to have in our lives. Whatever it is you want, what I know for sure is that you've got to get you in the right space to attract it and to make it happen. What I mean by that, hi Sarah, what I mean by that is whether you're wanting a different job, a successful business, better relationships, to move house, you continue the list for whatever it might be for you, whatever it is you want. What we kind of almost set up to do as humans is to start searching outside of ourselves to fulfill that thing that we want. We think that the answer is outside of us. So really, when you think about it, why is it that you might want a new car, or why is it that you might want a new house, or why is it that you want a successful business? If you chunk it up to a bigger level, if you actually follow the thread, you want a new car because your old one's not working, and so having a new car will what? Make you feel happier probably at the end of the day. You want to change jobs because maybe you're not happy, or you want to feel more fulfilled, you want to do something that excites you more so that you can feel happier. So really, we're all on this search for something that will make us feel more fulfilled, something that will make us feel happier, something that will make us feel more alive, like we're living on our own terms. Hi Shazni. Something that will give us more freedom, more connection, more love, more enjoyment of life, right? That at the end of the day is what we're all searching for. But where we go wrong, where we all go wrong, me included, is that we can get distracted by the outside world and think that there's things on the outside that we need to do to make us feel that way. So a perfect example, one which I've done plenty of times myself, is the whole, I'm not feeling great at the moment, I know, I'll go shopping and I'll buy some new clothes, or I'll go and get my hair done, or I'll do this or I'll do that. And you know, right, you go and you buy some new clothes, or you get your hair done, and it feels good to start with. It feels good for a few days, and you'll wear your new clothes a couple of times and you'll feel really good in them, but then your new clothes aren't new anymore. And if you haven't looked at that thing that's going on inside, you'll go back to feeling the way you were feeling, right? That's just one example, but you know that all of them are the same. It's the same for relationships, it's the same for buying a new house, it's the same moving halfway across the other side of the world, by the way, because I've done that and I know. So whatever it is, really, if you're honest, thank you for my love heart, that's lovely. Hi Amy, it's not about searching in the outside world for that thing that's going to fulfill you and make you feel good. It has to come from in here, because once you sort this bit out, and this has been my journey, and it's certainly a journey that I'm still on, right? Once you sort this bit out, then it doesn't matter what's happening in the outside world, because you're in control of how you feel, and you can feel fulfilled and happy and full of love and connection and free, because you've got that within you, rather than searching for it in the outside world. Because the problem with the outside world is nothing's ever certain, and you can't hold on for anything forever. Like, that's the truth of it, right? So you can never know for sure that you're always going to have something. That means you're always going to have uncertainty about it. There'll always be a bit of doubt that can creep in. Whereas what we can control is our inner world. We can control the way we choose to look at the world. We can control where we choose to focus. We can control, some people might not believe it, but we can control whether we choose to actually love ourselves as we are and accept ourselves for who we are, or whether we want to constantly nitpick all the things that are wrong with us and focus on that instead. And as I say, it does actually come down to focus at the end of the day. And it's habit as well, because a big part of this is we create habits. We create habits where we compare ourselves to others. We have habits where we tell ourselves we're not good enough. We all have that little voice in our head, and even that is habit in terms of what it chooses to say to us. I read something ages ago, it was something like, of the 90,000, I'm guessing because I can't remember the actual numbers, 90,000 thoughts we have a day, like 70,000 of those are on loop, and it's just the same thoughts that we have again and again and again and again. And it's like, what are those thoughts? Are they thoughts that empower you and make you feel good, or are they thoughts that bring you down and make you doubt yourself? So I'm back. So the thing is, it all starts with you. It all starts with you. And so I've been working specifically, because I think at the end of the day, every single person I coach, what it comes down to at the end of the day is sorting out the inside world, doing the inner work so that you're in control of your own life and you can choose how you want to feel. And then you're more in control of actually creating the life that you want on the outside as well, right? So this has been something that I've been focusing on. It's something that I've been slowly putting together and realizing that actually there's a course in this, there's something more in this, and it's something that I want to roll out and give to more people, because I think people are in one of kind of three stages. Either they're sleepwalking at the moment and they've got no idea that actually they have control and they can choose life and they can live it on their own terms. So there's people who really are not even on the same page as us yet. There are people who get it, they understand it, but they just don't know where to start, or like they want to, but they get dragged back into the old habits, which might be partly because they're surrounded by people who are still sleepwalking through life. It can be so many different things, right? Or maybe it just feels scary or whatever it might be. And then there are those people who get it and who are constantly working on it, because it's actually a never-ending journey. So my first question is, like, where are you? Which of those three categories do you fall into? And are you happy in that category? Are you wanting to move forward? Are you wanting to grow? And even if you're in the third category of like you're on it, you're doing it, you're on the journey, you're taking action every single day. If you're in that one, then you're going to be saying, well, of course I still want to grow, and of course I still want to move forward, because you're there and you're awake and you're doing it, right? So I would really like to hear your thoughts, like when you think of you revolution, because it is a revolution, because it's actually going no to what society is saying, no to what newspapers and magazines and the media are saying about how people should live their lives and what we should want and how we should go about getting it and all of those kind of things, right? This is about deciding what we want, like what sets your soul on fire, what excites you, what is life about for you. If you were actually designing a life that would absolutely exhilarate you, what would that look like? And it's going to be totally different for everyone. So for one person, it might be that they just want to be alone on a little desert island with nobody else, feeling free, but like not, that's it. And for another person, it could be, you know, in the depths of Africa, kind of helping and volunteering and making a difference there. It can be, and there's no judgment either way, right? Because what we want and what sets our soul on fire is absolutely different for all of us. So it's not about what that end result is, but it's about how much do you know what you want it to be, and how much do you need to work on the inside to be able to make that happen. And I think that's the key, because what we can all do, and what's very, very easy to do, is we can have this dream. We can have this dream and go, like, I would love that in my life. And there's two things where we can go wrong. So some people will have that dream and it will be the dream they really want. But there'll be definitely people who fall into the trap of it's not actually their dream yet, and they might not feel motivated towards it, or they might think I can never make it happen, but it might be because it's not actually their dream. It might be that it's something that they've pieced together partly because of what society tells us we should want, right? So first, step one is really make sure this is your dream. Make sure this is what excites you. And step two is, who is the person you've got to become, or what parts of yourself do you need to step into more and more to be able to create that and actually make that happen? Because what happens is people have this dream. They're here right now, they have this dream in the future, and they continue to go about their daily life, day by day by day by day. You can't see the picture anymore, but the dream moves as they do, right? So that dream that they might have had at like 23, 24 years old, and they kind of like, well, you know, by the time I'm 33, 34 years old, 10 years time, I want to be here. But then you blink and suddenly that's where you are. You're at 33, 34 and you haven't made your dream happen. And it's still like, in 10 years time, I want this. And then in 10 years time, and before you know it, life's passed you by and it's gone, and you missed your opportunity to make that dream happen. And so it's like, well, you've got to start being that person now. You've got to start this journey today. You've got to start becoming that version of you that really does make that dream happen if you're passionate about doing it. And let's be honest, not everyone will be passionate about having this dream, about creating a life of purpose, about actually building the life that they really want to be living instead of just by living by default. Not everyone will. There are plenty of people in this world, and when I say in this world, I'm probably talking about in the Western world, right, where we do have choices. But there are plenty of people who will quite happily go and do a 9-to-5 job, come home, put on the TV, have their dinner, get up and do it all again the next day. There are plenty of people who are fine with doing that. And so I'm not speaking to those people, quite obviously. I'm speaking to the people who actually know that they want more, who have that feeling inside them where they know that life's about more. They know there's things they want to do. They feel passionate. They want to have more choices. They want to go and like fulfill all the things on the bucket list. They want to go and have adventures. They want to go and feel like they live fully, right? Like they're the people that I'm speaking to. And it always, no matter how big or small that dream might be, and who would I be to say what's what, right? But no matter what that dream is, you've got to start with you. You've always got to start with you. You've got to start with accepting who you are, knowing who you are. That's the first step, right? Because I know there's lots of people who don't even feel like they know who they are. So who are you? How do you accept yourself? Who do you want to be? How do you want to feel about yourself? What life do you want to build for yourself? It's about all of those things. What are the limiting beliefs that you need to get rid of? What are the empowering beliefs that you need to start embracing? What are the old stories that you've been telling yourself and living by? And is it time to get rid of those and actually start creating new empowering stories that are going to support you on your journey to creating whatever that life is that you want to be living? And of course, it's about stepping into it now. So it's about really feeling the gratitude right now for what you have and really connecting and living in the present right now, because it's not all about like waiting until. It's about being that person today, stepping into that person today, feeling gratitude for the fact that you can be that person today, loving and connecting today, right now, in the moment. And so here's the thing. I'm putting together a program, and I want to know who wants to join me and be in this, because I'm going to run it as a test run the first time because it's brand new. Like the things that I'm going to teach in it are things that I've taught plenty of times before, but it's brand new in terms of how I'm going to run it. So if you're interested in You Revolution and you recognise that it actually always has to start with you, it's always about doing the internal work, it's always about accepting who you really are and figuring it out from the inside out as opposed to the outside in. It always starts with you. Hi Emma. Hi Georgie. So if that's you and you know you're ready to do this, I'm gonna do this now for people in this group at a really, well, when I say really low cost, it's not going to be super low cost. It's going to be really low compared to what the actual program is going to be when I do it properly and run it to my outside list who are not in this group. So if you're interested, I'm going to do it at a quarter of the price it's going to be after Christmas. But it means you need to sign up before Christmas. I'm not 100% sure when I'm going to start running it. It might start in January. I'm still deciding. But those people who hop on and are in my first ever group are going to get it as a massive discount, and I'm going to throw some really, really nice little surprises and thank yous in there because you chose to step up and do this. So if you're interested, talk to me. Because I'm excited about getting this up and running. And I think for a while I've had a bit of, I've been holding back on it because I've got a ton of ideas that I'm wanting to implement all of them at the moment, and it's obviously tricky to try and do all of them at the same time, but this is something I'm passionate about and I do want to start it in January so that people can start the year as they mean to go on, so that next year can be a huge year for you in whatever way you want it to look for you. So it's about really getting